Yeah, I'm kind of done with the indices for right now. I'm kind of done until they figure out what the hell they're trying to do. I'm kind of done. And the only market that moves at night and during the day is gold. Even if it's chopping, at least it's moving. Okay. Hey, what's up, Investor Z? What's up? I will say this, man. How was your trading today? Ten micro contracts or you were scalping 12 ticks, so that was like that's what 3 points. You're scalping 3 points with 10 minis. Man, you say you may add silver to the rotation. You know, I was talking to Smith about silver. He said that he has a silver bar that he bought when it was at 23. So I mean, he's in profit with his bar. But you know, every time I look at a silver chart, let's look at that. I mean, honestly, I would trade silver if I can understand why the hell it's moving the way it does. I mean, this tells me this is a 15-minute silver chart. I think like what we're on March, right? Or on February, never mind. This is turn this to H. Okay, so this is a all right, so this is a 15-minute chart on the March contract. I appreciate that, Alfred. Oh, I'm not getting silver fever or anything. But Rudkit, if you're familiar with silver, just know that if you can master silver, These prop firms will absolutely hate you. Blue Sky has blocked silver altogether. I can't trade silver on, or let me rephrase that. Silver is not a product that they allow to be traded on their platform with the static drawdown. I mean, static drawdown with silver, shit, that's a dangerous combination. Silver, you can, so actually let's just show it, because silver is you put money on silver, you put a position on silver, dude, if that shit goes against you, you're fucked. It's just that simple. You go tilt with silver if you want. Yeah, what's up, Tony Gold? Go on tilt with silver if you want. Yeah, they won't even let me even place this trade on silver. Yeah, they won't let me place this trade on silver. They know better. This says product code is not permissioned. Silver is a bad bitch for real. Let's go on this sim real quick. I'll put on a I'll put on a long position on silver. Probably maybe just one contract. Probably, yeah, just one contract to kind of see. But silver is at all-time highs. If you go in, so if you're a part of the Top Step Discord and you go in the metals chat, you will see silver traders up like 20K, 10K. Yo, silver is no freaking joke, man. It is no joke. You get a good move on silver, you're good. Yeah, like that shit is no joke, dude. And you know the crazy thing is, yeah, so a micro contract is like $5 per tick. And this is tick. So I mean gold is $10 per tick on the minis and $1 per tick on the micros. But you can already see on one micro contract, I'm already down like $30, like that shit, on a couple of ticks. I think silver is like what, $50 per tick? $50 per tick. ES is $50 per 4 ticks. I think 4 or 5. It's either 4 or 5. Or hold on, is it $5 per tick? Yeah, so for ES is like $12.50 per 4 ticks. Is it either 4 or 5? Forgot. But yeah, silver is a bad bitch. You fuck around, you'll find out. Smith brought his account back on silver so often. Shit, he threw on a couple of minis on silver and got his account back. Yo, like either silver is gonna save you or it's gonna break you. Now, a lot of people were in the metals chat. I think a lot of people talked about how silver is making all-time highs. Just imagine swinging silver, being at the bottom of this move, and being up 30, 40K. Okay. Yeah. So you made 1,400 on silver? And you're trading micros. Okay, so you're trading micro silver. Yeah, okay. You know, shit, nah. Fuck ES, man. Fuck ES. Nah, I'm done. I'm done with the indices right now, man. I'm done with the indices. I'm super done. I'm tired of them. Tired of the indices. Shit, it took gold to bring my account. Like, dude, gold had to bring my account back today. Yeah, guys saw it was down like 6, 7K again. Every time I'm down 6, 7K, just know that I got chopped up on ES or some shit. It's gold that's bringing me back. And I was able to make $800, and I was like, shit, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. And then she chopped the way, like, dude, ES and Nasdaq, man, y'all can keep that shit for right now. Man, she chopped all the way down the entire session. Same thing with NQ. Ain't nobody got time to, deal with that shit. We're here to make money, not be stressed out and chopped up. It's like you're getting into a short position. So I'm seeing a lot of opportunities where the market we should have had a good opportunity to take it short. And look how many, well, this is the Nasdaq though, but look how many times the market is failing to reject off of the EMAs. And I'm pretty sure when this price action was moving, or when the price was moving, this entire thing felt bullish and it was sluggish to the bear side. And if you was in this thing short, you was stressing. You was stressing because the momentum felt bullish, but obviously it was bearish. And every time it's the bear's turn to rotate price lower, they just suck. We just can't get a nice clean move to the downside so we can just be done. No. So I'm kind of done with the indices, man. Lost freaking 7K at gold with this beautiful move down. And I caught the, so with gold, I caught this move down towards the end of the stream. I took a bet that the market was not about to break above this high. 50 is a previous high. And I doubted that the market was going to trade above it. Like right here, 52. So I was like, dude, there's no way that the price is going to trade above this high. And that's why I took that short towards the end of the stream this morning. And I'm just glad it didn't stop me out. Because I did walk away from my screen. My stop was at 51.9. This thing stopped at 51.7. I'm just so glad this thing did not stop me out and I was able to get paid in this move. I was like, yo, if this thing would have stopped me out. Ooh. You have a new XFA for FOMC? Yeah, Lone Wolf. Yeah. I mean, silver is just... I wonder why it's silver. I wonder why silver is moving like this and not gold. I wonder why. I wonder why silver is doing this. Actually, I mean, I can ask my AI assistant. Why is silver moving the way that it is? Chips and AI? Oh. Okay. So my AI assistant is suggesting that there's going to be a silver deficit. Okay. So apparently I guess this thing is saying speculators believe that there's going to be a silver deficit. So silver is making all-time highs because a tight physical market is colliding with massive industrial and investment demand. At the same time, central banks are moving towards rate cuts and the dollar has weakened, making non-yielding commodities more attractive. The core drivers of the breakout. Supply is structurally tight. Analysts estimate a multi-year global silver deficit as mine supplies and recycling fail to keep up with consumption, with 2025 likely the fifth straight year where demand outstrips supply. All right, so there you go, man. Yeah, shit. Honestly, so I would trade silver, but every time I look at this chart, I don't understand what this thing is doing. Like I really don't. I don't know why it's moving the way it does. I'm pretty sure it may follow some form of price action of some kind, but I would feel like I'm gambling because I like to get in at support and resistance. I like to take trades at measured moves. It doesn't look like there's nothing reliable. Someone said in the metals chat that silver is for traders that don't like to trade the NQ, but want the same excitement. And as I'm looking at this chart, and this is a 15-minute chart on silver, I see double tops getting ran, but I mean, obviously the failed breakout is still there. I'm seeing lows get ran, so lows aren't safe. On gold, you'll probably get like a couple ticks, swipe like kind of like this, and a push back up. You're not going to see the market trade through a low like this and then come back up. I mean, you're not going to see that on gold. That's why I like gold, because of how structurally sound it is. I don't like trading instruments where I just can't set a limit at support and there's a concern or there's a possibility that the market can just run stops and then go on my direction. I have no desire to trade instruments like that anymore. I just don't. You trade NQ gold and silver. You said use the Camarella pivots on silver. So have you found success using that, Alfred? I mean, I got them on there. I mean, I got the Camarilla pivots on all my charts. Well, I mean, let's see historically if let me add some data to this thing. Let me add some days to it. I guess it's gonna be all right. I'm gonna add 9 days of data to this chart. Oh, tonight you did? All right. You said check the DMs. All right. Alfred. Oh shit, my bad, K-Try. I didn't even see that you sent something. Yeah, today, man, I don't know what the hell is going on today. I don't know. I will say that I was able to make some money on gold today. I'm happy that I was able to make money on gold today. But I don't know. Actually, let me see if I still got that limit. Yeah, right there. This is what I woke up to. Oh, actually, no, I moved the limit up. So I had my limit sitting at S4 at 95.9 or something like that. Just for the market to completely miss me by 2 points and make this massive move to the upside. And then I'm looking for a pullback. The pullback didn't come. The market found support here at the 18s, 20s. I was finally able to capture this move right here, trading this leg going back up into supply right here. So this is where I was able to make money today. So as you can see, I was basically in the market the entire session. And I was able to get my money back in this account with this leg right here. So, like I said, I'm happy about that. Okay. Yeah, I'll look at that. So you said the 5-minute candle. You know, honestly, that strategy reminded me. So when I was trading options, and what's this guy's name? Damn, what's his name? Option Wars or something like that. Option Wars. Trader Wars or something like that. Option Wars. It's something like that. I don't know. And Trading Wars. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was in his Discord, and that's exactly what he did every morning for the opening range breakout. And that was a $100 a month for the opening range breakout. That was, I guess, the opening range breakout wasn't that well known I guess that was the secret sauce of a lot of traders until obviously everybody took it for themselves and opened up their own discords, and obviously that information got out. That also reminds me of I think his name is Alpine. He also did that too. Like he would I think when he was doing it, everybody else was doing it with Apex, and he would trade the 15-minute orb. And I think at first Apex didn't want they created a rule to prevent that, but then it was like, nah, no, it's not that serious. People will blow their accounts eventually, as they always do. All right, so Alfred. And so our boy Alfred using the Camarilla pivots on silver. And you say you made $1,400 tonight. Congratulations. How many contracts did you use? Yeah, man, I kind of well, I don't like to wish for stuff. If I can kind of go back, because I know what futures are, I can't go back to options. I mean, we traded options and we've tripled our accounts, but with my trading style, I'm a hold to zero. That's what blew the account. And I don't like so what started that downward spiral in that account that we was trading on stream, and we grew it from $500 to $1,800. The downfall of that account was that I was in a short, I think it was FOMC. I bought a cheap contract. FOMC brought that cheap contract up to $2 or $3, and it was towards the end of the day, obviously. So I was like, yeah, I'm holding this shit until tomorrow or something like that. Man, tell me why, man. That shit went down overnight, popped up. And I was like, shit, I guess I was right overnight. But when the market opened, you already know them contracts was worthless. Worthless. And I hate that feeling. I hate it. I fucking hate it, man. I just hate it. Cause it's like, you put in the time, you put in the analysis, you're like, yo, this is going to work. And then it does work. But you can't close your position overnight. So you're going to have to hope and pray that the market is going to continue during the New York Open. And it rarely does. It rarely does. The only time that we see a continuation going into the New York is if the contracts are already expensive. It's hard to get cheap contracts and see a continuation into the next day because the contracts are cheap for a reason. The contracts, for the most part, are efficiently priced. You will come across some mispriced contracts. That is definitely possible. But those are rare. It's rare to find cheap contracts and then have a continuation in that direction if it's a short-term contract. If it's short-term, I think I need to make that clear. You traded earnings? Yeah, man, I wish I understood what earnings was. Now I know better than to. I don't even consider trading earnings with options unless I already have unless I have a long dated contract and the earnings is just increasing the contracts, which is rare because you got to remember that contracts are basically, so options are basically insurance for your stocks. I mean, degenerates, gamblers, obviously we don't care about the stocks, we just care about the premium. But these contracts are rising and falling in price due to volatility, not price movement. I think that needs to be understood. I wish I understood that because I was trading price. There have been plenty of times where I would get in there will be a volatile move and my contract will triple in value. But because I misunderstood what options were at the time, I'm thinking, man, this shit can get to $5, $10 as an example, but it can get to $5 and $10. Yes, it's going to be profitable, but what I've learned is during that first initial volatility, those contracts are usually worth more than it actually moving into the money or something like that. If you're buying out of the money contracts, if you're buying in the money contracts and it's going deep in the money. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I would guess it really depends on the expiry of the contracts. But for the most part, it's the volatility that you need to be paying attention to when it comes to options, not the price. And that's why I prefer to trade futures. I'm trading price. That's what I pay attention to. I don't want to trade volatility. I want to trade price. So I can't go back to options. If prop firms were to go away, I would just save my money and trade futures and trade micros or some shit like that. Do like a $500 account challenge every month, like I did with options. Like every month, I would just drop $500 into my option account and just trade and gamble and lose all that money every month. Yeah, like, dude, I don't want to do any of that shit. Any of it. Any of it. I had a damn XBX. So I had an XBX contract that I bought for $45 that went up to $300. And shit, this was after Powell totally surprised the market. And you heard on Twitter that someone bought $45 XBX puts that at the end of the day were worth $12,000. Just imagine investing $45 and then it turns into a $12,000 investment that you can sell. Like, man. So I'm sitting here thinking that, man, I'm up 300. I'm going to recreate that shit, man. And that contract went all the way back down to zero because the market didn't continue in my direction. So I know better. I'm not going to donate my money to the market anymore. I'm not donating my money to the market. It's not a charity. Donating to the I guess you can write that shit off on your taxes. You donate to your favorite charity. The Nasdaq, the ES, SPY, Qs, XBX, penny stocks, AMC. Shit, you can write that off on your taxes. Say, yeah, I donated to my favorite charity this entire year. Shit. Alpha decay? Yeah, so I don't trade options, and I'm not familiar with that, honestly. That is actually my first time actually hearing that term, alpha decay. I guess we can look it up. Alpha decay, huh? So it's saying alpha decay with options refer to the gradual erosion of an option trading strategy's edge or profitability over time as market condition evolves. Okay. So this is like, okay. All right. Well, I think a lot of people is experiencing that now. The markets are moving so erratically now. The markets are chopping. So when the markets are stable and balanced, we all know with the options, you're not making any money if the market is moving. If the market is not moving. During Biden's administration, trading, if you had a strategy that was profitable during Biden's administration, I I, I think I can say with confidence that it's not working during Trump's. I'm pretty sure I can say that shit. Because I mean, when Trump initially became president, we had that Trump pump, and then we just had the Trump dump. But the market chops too much for options. I wouldn't trade options, honestly, unless I'm selling premium. Obviously, if you're selling premium and the market is chopping, then that's a valuable strategy. But and honestly, I think that is a fear that we all have too. Because think about it. Think about what we're thinking about with Biden. Think about what you're thinking about. Think about what you think about. Think about this, guys. If you're the only one that knows this strategy, then ask yourself, how the hell is it working? The market is a zero-sum game. It definitely is. But this is also a game that if you're the only person that sees support at a 50 level, as an example, and everybody else sees support at 25, well, guess what's going to happen with your I don't want to tell nobody because I don't want to lose my edge strategy. Price is going to go right through 50 and it's going to go to 25. And I had to actually work that misleading idea out of my head as well. Because if I have no influence. Actually, I it's highly likely that nobody in retail has any influence on how this market moves. Just think about that. You have no influence on how this market moves. So why the hell do you think your strategy works? What's actually happening is this, that your strategy aligns with what the people that actually move this market. Your strategy is just aligning with their strategy. That's it. And once their strategy changes and you don't change with it, that same strategy that made you profitable is not going to work anymore. You have no influence on it. Like, dude, your 2 micro contracts has no influence over this market. It's like none. So I really feel that that's very important to say. Very important. And that's why I don't believe in hiding my I tell you all the time that I'm a support and resistance trader. I like to trade with the closest fib level to support or resistance, and that's how I look for my entries, using measured moves. I understand that what moves this market is an algorithm, a price delivery algorithm. I know that to be true. They've written books about this. You can go on when algorithms, before people understood what an algorithm was, because the misconception about an algorithm is that it's this super know-it-all mythical entity that whenever it takes a trade, it's going to make you a millionaire. And that's not true. It's not true. Obviously. Hold on. I've already shared with you guys the books that I've listened to on Audible about these quants, about how the quants took over the markets. And now a lot of these quants have hedge funds where they use the same mathematical equations to make the market efficient. The market is always making measured moves. Always making measured moves. That right there is like the biggest indication that the market is being moved by a price delivery algorithm. So that's why using fib levels, measured moves, structure, two-legged pullbacks, double tops, double bottoms, swipes of liquidity, these things work because this is what the algorithm is being instructed to look for. Humans have little to no influence in this market. Majority of the market is being moved by computers nowadays. So, uh, he said, "Why does it reject when I take a long exactly at my entry?" I don't know. Alpha is special. They want to make sure that they grab Alpha's liquidity. They want to make sure. But yeah, I always feel that the market is watching me and it's trying to turn me into liquidity. That was good. That was off the top. I always feel that the market is watching me and always trying to turn me into liquidity. But yeah, dude, sometimes like that is frustrating too, though. That is super frustrating where you're in a position, the market just says, "Huh, do I want Alfred in this position? Do I want Alfred to win today? Nah, Alfred doesn't get the win today. So it's gonna stop what it's doing, turn right back around, stop him out, and then go in his direction and make him watch. Make him watch." The market maker meetings, those are top secret. What meetings? I don't know what you're talking about. You know, maybe. Yeah, and I do agree with that. And then I guess you would have to ask yourself, I mean, what is your edge? What what is your edge? What are you looking for in the market? Because when I had the belief that I had this super secret formula that made me money every time I took a trade in the markets, I instinctively tried looking to see if anybody else was talking about it. And I found several people that was talking about the same thing. And my initial reaction was, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. How do they know? How do they know? Oh my God, how do they know? Now it's not going to work." Dude, look at trading videos from like 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Look at some of the stuff that these traders were saying 10 years, 20 years, 30 years ago. They were saying the same thing we're saying now. "Oh my God, like my edge. I don't want nobody else to know it might stop working." I was watching this video and I literally saw my same setup work in this video. Shit, the dude even took it. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. So the same setups that we're seeing today was here 20 years ago. If you read, I forgot, what was that dude's? Hold on. Let me listen to where's this book at? So what's his name? His name is Al Brooks. Yeah, Al Brooks. This guy's been in he's been trading what for 20, 30 years or whatever. Don't quote me. But he's been trading for a long time. He's written these books about all kind of stuff and our trading ranges, trading trends. He has a whole series. Actually, let me show it to you. The same setups that we don't want anybody else to figure out, the ones that we are so fearful will lose its edge, quote unquote, are the same setups that our grandfathers were trading. So that right there kind of saved me from the idea that I shouldn't just focus on my edge. I mean, what is an edge? I should just focus on what's consistent in the market. What's consistent? Double tops, double bottoms, failed breakouts, breakout pullbacks, continuation breakout trends, stuff that the market does every single day. I don't need to be freaking what's his name? Sherlock Holmes to see a pattern or to see it to get an entry. It's just simple setups, simple consolidation, trading ranges, breakouts, pulls backs into those ranges, potentially take a trade here for a reaction. I was actually considering taking this short, but I didn't think I was going to get my 10 points, and there it goes. I didn't think this thing was going to drop. But I was considering taking it, honestly. I was. Because this is the setup that I look for, man. We have a breaker structure, a pullback, a two-legged pullback into resistance, and you can see it right there. There's the range. And I was considering taking that. The reason why I didn't take it is because I thought that this thing was more bullish than bearish, and I didn't want to sit in a short and be stressed out. So I find myself skipping short setups because I don't want to be stressed out by shorts. I just don't. So I skipped this trade entirely. And unfortunately for me, this trade worked. So yeah. So the quants are calling out. So a lot of these influencers are just marketers. They're really great at marketing, but they're not traders. There are some, but a lot of them are just really great at marketing. Really great. I feel that if you can't trade live, then you're not a trader. Or let me rephrase that. You're not a real trading influencer, because it's easy to talk about a chart confidently after the price has been printed. The price action has been printed. There's no pressure to perform. People are watching you, so you feel like, oh, I need to win, blah, 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 blah. It's easy to talk about, yes, you see this double top or this double pullback. I definitely would have took that trade, bro. Trust me. Honestly, if you're not trading live, I'm not gonna listen. I'm not listening. Show me what you know. Because there is this I'm not gonna say nobody's name, but there's this guy that I used to watch. He speaks so confidently, and I paid to get into his trade room because my thoughts was that, I'm not gonna be here for a long time. I just want to see somebody that claims to know what they're talking about trade live, so I can have an example of what to look for. And the example videos that he shows, it's like, man, this guy really knows what he's talking about. Let me join his room for like a couple of weeks, and just to get an idea. I joined this person's room, and it was excuse after excuse after excuse of why they're not taking trades. Oh man, we have FOMC today, or we have this today, or that tomorrow. Dude, it was always an excuse. This person never took a trade, ever didn't take a trade. And it just really opened my eyes because I mean I spent money. I was like, God damn it, I spent money with this guy. But he didn't know how to trade live. Or maybe he did. Maybe he does know how to trade. He was just probably fearful of losing. I mean, I don't know. All I know is that I paid to get into a stupid trade room and he doesn't take a damn trade. But he can speak confidently. I mean, he's a marketer. He's great. If you listen to him, you'll think like, wow, this guy really knows what the hell he's talking about. But he's not a good trader. He doesn't trade, apparently. And nah, rips. Yo, why rips? I thought rips was a good trader. I mean, I haven't tuned into his stream because he streams. I think when I'm getting my daughters set up. So he streams way too early for me to even be in front of a screen. But some of the replays that I've seen, he was taking good trades. So I'm surprised you said rips. I really am. Yeah, and that's something else too, because I didn't know that these influencers were trading like 6-7 figure accounts. I didn't know that, or they were they was using the demo and posting their demo trades as if it was profitable, as if it was real money. I didn't know that. I thought everybody was trading their $500 account just like me making 10K, and that shit was pissing me off. It's like, dude, why can I not turn my $500 to 10K like everybody else? Why? Yeah, I think Verse was a good trader. Wasn't his team like one of the top teams on Tradeify's competition? I think he had the top team. But yeah, like I said, he streams way too early for me. I wouldn't be able to tune into one of his streams. I mean, like I said, Tristan, I think, like I said, I understand that people want to believe that their strategy is what makes them profitable, but I mean, the reality is that you're just trading alongside with the people that actually influence the market. Like, and I think that's the correct way to look at it. You have no, like, someone can say that, oh, my edge, but you have no influence over the market. You don't move it. When you put a contract on, you place a position into the market, it doesn't respond to your contract. So how can anybody say that they have an edge? You don't have any influence in the market. You're just trading with the people. I mean, your edge should be you're trading with the big money. You're trading with the people that actually influence the market, is because it's their decisions that move this market, not yours. One of the biggest things that opened my eyes to this reality was what was this dude? It was this dude. I'll tell you his name. Actually, I forgot his name actually. So if any options traders, so Cheddar Flow, whenever they're I think he does the Sunday recap on Cheddar Flow. And for what, I don't know how, I don't know if it was like an algorithm that he had or whatever. At the time, he predicted the drop from 420 on SPY all the way down to like 350. But he was holding his contracts to 320. It never made it to 320. It made it to 350 and 358 and bounced. So I don't know if he ever closed that position. I don't know. But he predicted that shit. Or maybe one of the algos did. I don't know. But during that time frame, a lot of the people, that's when the market was being crazy. Like, I think that's when it started, because a lot of people were saying like, oh my God, this information is bullish, but the market was short. I remember specifically, this is probably one of the only winning trades that I had with SPY. I was fading everybody else. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is supposed to be bullish," or "This is bearish news. It's bearish. I'm shorting. I'm shorting. I'm shorting." And I said to myself, "Huh? If everybody's so confident with a short, then shit, fuck it. I'm going to open up a long position and hold that shit till tomorrow." And I made the right decision, fading everybody else, and I made money on that SPY play, and of course I lost it afterwards. But still, the fact of the matter is that I made it. But I mean, it really opened my eyes to it doesn't matter what you think. These institutions, these banks, these hedge funds, they pay analysts 6+ figures to determine what each piece of information means for a company and their future outlook. The market is always forward looking. It doesn't matter what you think about a report and what is it doing now. It doesn't matter. What it matters is what these people that get paid 6-7 figures, it matters what they think. And if they say that, you know what, even though this report is bullish in the short term, in the long term, this can definitely be something that we can see upside towards. And they're going to go with their decision. And the market is going to pump even if you think it should be a bearish reaction to it. I think that's more normal now. It's normal now. That's why I don't personally trade the news. I just trade the reaction. But we have no influence over this market. So I guess all we can do is just hope that we're just on the right side, or we're trading alongside the institutions and the people that actually move this market. So like I really don't waste my time theorizing about strategies, theorizing about this and that, because as long as I know that this market, at least right now, is just a big mathematical equation. And another indication that this is a mathematical equation is if every time frame is fractal, that means that it's algorithmic. I mean, and that right there is like the biggest giveaway. If the same structure is showing up on the hourly, on the 5 minute, on the 1 minute, on the second, it's algorithmic. It's not rocket science, you know. It's mathematics. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, it really depends. I mean, I think I've never traded from a Bloomberg terminal, but I would assume so. Just ain't right. I would assume, because you got to think about it. These institutions, or if these funds are trading powerful people's money, you don't think that they get information before everybody else? Just imagine you got, like, as an example, an oligarchs, the president, the firefighters fund, the police fund, the city's fund, and you're trading it, and you don't have the information available to you to make the right decision at the right time. Just imagine that. Let's think logically about that. You think they don't have the earnings report before everybody else? You don't think that they don't have Powell's speech before everybody else? They talk about, it's like insider trading is only for the peasants, but everybody else can do insider trading. Look at we're not going to say their name, but we all know who the best investor of all time is. We know. We don't got to say that person's name, but we know insider trading is only enforced for peasants. Everybody else is like, nah, we can do that shit. But right there, when the laws are made, we're going to tell our friends, they're going to invest, and they're going to get away with it. Shit. Shit. So, I mean, dude, we're not going to be foolish, or we're not going to foolishly think that these people don't have this information. They're friends. Of course they talk about this stuff, but they talk about it like this. Yeah, in an alternate universe, Nvidia is going to pump to $500. And if you think that's an exaggeration, it's not. It's not an exaggeration. In the field that I'm in, I had this same thing said to me, and it's not nothing illegal, but in the field that I'm in, a lot of tests, you have to take a lot of certifications. You have to be certified in certain things, and the way that a lot of things are taught is like that. It's like, if I'm in another universe, and I think they have to speak this way because, legally they have to. They can't outright tell you these things, but they have to. It's like in another universe, this would be this and that would be that, as an example. So I'm pretty sure the same conversations are had. It's like, oh, well, I'm just going to speak my thoughts out loud enough so you can hear it, but you can't sit here and say that I told you it. You just overheard a conversation that I was having. Just stuff like that. Anyway, we're going to digress on that. I think the horse has already been beaten to death. I think I kind of hate that I passed up on this trade, though. It was a nice 10-point play right here. I just didn't think I just hate that the Bears just suck. I just hate it. If this was a long setup, I would have taken this thing all day. I would have taken the long setup. I am not taking the short setup. I just don't want to deal with it, especially overnight. I didn't know how long this play was going to play out, but it's pretty obvious that we're going to probably see a rotation down. We got a double top. We have a lower high in price. The only thing this thing needs to do is break down, but we can also potentially see a move back up. So it's like we have FOMC tomorrow. Anything can happen. If you have an account that you don't want to lose, I would either lock it if it's on the X platform, or try your best not to trade it tomorrow. Try your best. I've already locked several of my accounts already. So I'm going to trade my 25Ks tomorrow because I really don't care about those. Those are kind of like I got them, but I don't care about them. So I'm going to trade those accounts. But I've already locked my other accounts out. Yeah, that's definitely true. We don't know what to expect tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last FOMC meeting for this year. Depending on what we get tomorrow, depending on the guidance that Powell provides tomorrow, is going to shape 2026. Now, we all know that next year, potentially, Powell's term will end next year, and he will potentially be replaced by someone else. Hopefully that's not true. This generation, all we know is Powell. I mean, anybody else other than Powell that shit is abnormal, and we don't want to accept that shit. We want Powell. Keep Powell as the damn Fed chair. That's who we know. That's the devil that we know. We don't want nobody else. But I guess we'll see. Yeah. Says, do I think that Powell is doing a good job? I think that Powell is doing the best job that he can. I guess let me say this first. I'm really good at reading people. And when I look at Powell is someone that he stays up at night because he doesn't want to be the person to go down in history to be the cause of a financial crisis. That's, at least in my opinion, is the reason why he's hesitant to make certain decisions at certain times. He he's not a risk taker. He prefers certainty. And it's just one of those things where you just have to do the best job you can, because on one side of the aisle, if you do this, these group of people will be mad. And if you do that, this group of people is going to be mad. So it's like, no matter what you do, someone is always going to be mad. There's always going to be criticism. And there's always the concern that if there is a financial collapse, who is going to be blamed? You're the scapegoat. You're going to be blamed. Trump is not going to be blamed. Trump can sit there and call Powell slowpoke Powell, too late Powell, whatever the hell he wants to call him. But if shit turns the fan, or if shit hits the fan, Trump is going to be the first one to say, it's that motherfucker Powell. He did that shit. He did that shit. They're not, I mean, people, they're going to say that, oh, it's Trump's fault. But it's going to be like, nah, it's Powell's fault. So when you understand the position that you're in, you know that at the end of the day, you need to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, somebody's going to be mad at me. I'm going to do the best job I can. And hopefully my next decision doesn't cause a disruption in the financial system. That's my opinion on Powell. That's my opinion. I'm pretty sure someone has a different opinion of Powell. I'm pretty sure he's like, oh, he's too late. He's always too late to the party. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, he has multiple things on his plate that he has to worry about. They have a dual mandate. The labor force and monetary policy. I mean, one affects the other. If you go too hard, we've already seen what happens when the market was at a 0% interest rate. People went crazy. The housing market went crazy. There was a lot of construction because there was so much demand and not enough supply. People's houses skyrocketed. People were just poaching. A lot of these banks were buying up homes. This gives incentives to foreclose on people, so the banks can get those houses back and put them right back on the market. Dude, it was the chaos that ensues with stuff like that. It's hard to control once it gets once it's out of your hand. It's hard to control. And now we have so much supply on new construction because of that, because now that interest rates went right back up, we have so much supply and no more demand. Now we have homeowners not just trapped in their homes. They can't sell it or they can sell it, but they'll be selling it for a loss. Or they're obviously the offer that they got during COVID, if they didn't sell it then, or if you didn't purchase a home during COVID, you ain't going to see those prices ever again. You're not going to see that shit unless this new Fed chair, if this new Fed chair comes and say, you know what, we're going to do negative, we're going back to negative interest rates. What I want to point out is that this is what the market has been wanting ever since we got them. This is why the market has been trading so erratically. This is why ever since we came out of COVID with those interest rates, it's the same narrative. Will this force Powell to cut? Will that force Powell to cut? Oh man, this happened, so Powell has to cut now. That was always the damn narrative, is if Powell's going to cut, and then we're still in that same narrative. Once you got a taste of that crack, the market doesn't know it doesn't want to go back. The market does not want to go back. So it's a reason why Powell is now gray, because it's a very stressful job. I'm glad that there's people that's willing to take on jobs like that. I'm glad that there's competent people still out there to be able to take on competent jobs like that. I know that Biden's administration wanted to change Powell up with like a DEI Fed chair. And that probably would have been the worst decision, the worst thing to happen to a already weakened economy was having a Fed. Like, dude, it's like who, like the people, like who cares? Like who cares about what group the Fed chair falls under? It's like, dude, just make sure the monetary policy is straight. No one cares who you're sleeping with or who you like and what you think about it at night. No one cares about that shit. But that's what they wanted to do. We already had a female Fed chair. I forgot her name, but they was trying to. It's like, let's just find a DEI Fed chair. But there was like, Biden was like, nah, we're gonna keep Powell. We're gonna keep Powell, even though he's Trump appointed. I mean, we should know that if you're trading the market by now. But dude, it's like what's so hard about that? What's so freaking hard about that? Dude, we just want competent people in positions where, competent. Like, dude, just imagine somebody that, well, I guess we've already kind of had it already. Shit, with Biden. Man was, so you really got to ask yourself, who was the president when Biden wasn't? This man was always on the beach. Always on the beach. Who was the president when he was on the beach? You gotta think about that. And a lot of the documents that were signed was by an auto pen. I think they said the only document that Biden actually signed was to pardon his son. Which honestly, that's not hard to believe. It's not hard to believe. It really isn't. Can we make America competent again? Can we just get some competency back? Like, I really don't think no one really cares about, like, people don't care about what gender you are or what group you identify with or what you do on your personal time and who you do it with. No one cares. Or at least people that actually have a life that is moving forward in their life. Like, dude, I don't care. Like, dude, I don't really care who a person is. Like, I don't care about that. I don't even want to know. That's none of my business. I don't care. The only thing I care about is if we're doing business together, is that I can trust you and that you're competent and that if you're given a task, I can trust that you'll be able to perform it and that you're not cheating and you're not lying and you're not stealing. And in return, you're going to get that from me. You're going to get competency. I'm not going to say nothing that I don't fully understand. If I don't fully understand something, I make it a point to understand it. And I make it a point to ask questions to the people that do understand it. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like I know something that I don't. It just doesn't make sense. At least to me, it doesn't. Anyway. Well. Well, since from this entry, the market has traded about 12 points down. Man. 12 points down. And this position happened at 8:43. I saw a lot of people in the metals chat on Top Step, over there at Top Step. They're actually long looking for 51. It's obvious that they got stopped out. There's this one dude that was in short and he was trailing. I'm pretty sure he just got his target hit. All right, Alfred, man. I'm pretty sure he got his target hit. Man, that was a good setup, man. That was a really good setup. That was a good setup. This was a good setup too, right here. Break a structure. You have price right here. You have support. The bulls fail to hold. We have a break a structure down. Price pulls back. We have a two-legged pullback into resistance, and we're having price sell off. And price is selling right back into this point of control. This is another good setup right here. And this is on gold. You got this consolidation area. You got a two-legged breakout, a 1, 2, 3 breakout above this range, a pullback into support, a two-legged pullback into support, and price failing to retest the high here. I wouldn't take this long. Honestly, I would take it long at 13. I would take it long at 13. Because of this range right here at the bottom of this range. And this type of trading, like I said, has been like the first person that I learned technical analysis from. He was talking about this shit. He said he's been trading, or at least at the time, for 20 years, and the stuff that he was looking at 20 years ago is still working today. Still working today. So I do expect for a big move down. You said, can the Qs break demand zone area to 619? Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's look at this. Let's look. The Qs. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, this looks bullish to me. Well, this is a 15-minute chart. If the bears are able to break, it will be super stressful. You're going to have a lot of chop before this thing drops. But this thing looks very bullish. But we are consolidating. I mean, let's look at the daily chart. Oh yeah, that's a green candle on the daily. That's bullish as hell, dude. We could see a pullback to the 21 EMA. So that would be like a 9-point drop though. Which, like I said, I highly doubt it. Excuse me, I apologize. I highly doubt it. But FOMC tomorrow, anything can happen though. Anything can happen. Let's look at this. Let me look at this. Oh yeah, no problem. Let me look at this. So this is a 15-minute chart. I mean, it's basically the same chart that we just looked at. But this has all the gamma levels and stuff like that. So we have a double bottom here. It looks like we have an order block right here at 623. We have an order block at 623. This is not financial advice, but if I was paying attention to the cues, I want to see what happens around this 623 level. let's actually look at the option flow. Let's actually look and see what. Let's see. So let's do from the third. So from the 12th to the 10th. Let's look at that. Let's look at sweeps. Let's look at weeklies only. I don't care about below the bid. I don't care about that. I only care about above ask or at the bid, or at or above the ask. Above ask. Okay, so even the data is mixed right here. These weeklies, you have some puts, you have some calls. We have FOMC tomorrow. Let's see what the market is thinking about tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not getting anything from the market. I mean, I know people put on trades today. That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, so apparently with the Qs, let's look at SPY. Maybe it's SPY. Maybe we can discover something with SPY. Because nothing came up in the data at all, not in the flow or anything. That does look bearish on SPY though. It definitely looks bearish on SPY. This is the daily chart with the Qs. This is the 15-minute with the Qs. Oh, that's so interesting. Nothing's coming up. Nothing's coming up. That's interesting. Yeah, the data is mixed. You really don't see a sweep of puts or a sweep of calls. You just kind of see mixed data. You see puts and calls. Well, we do have a gamma level down here at 670, 660. That'll be a 20-point drop. I guess we could see that tomorrow. We could see that. But I mean, it's pretty obvious that the market is now coming out of its bullish trend on SPY. We had a bull trend. We had a break of structure. It looks like they sold the pull. They're selling the pullback here. So we could see price take out that low, that 681 low. We could potentially see that tomorrow, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. You said, so you notice when, they went back down around demands, and can it break down further? If you ask me, I do believe that we'll take out this low, but that would be an assumption. Obviously, I wouldn't know. But my assumption would be that the bear's objective would be to take out this low right here. This low at 681. It's only $1 away. We got gamma levels down here at 680, 675. Those can be market objective for the bears. But Powell could come tomorrow and say something and we see a big move higher. So, I mean, like I said, when it comes to news, technical analysis becomes invalid. And it validates technical analysis because we can see because we see a whole lot of volatility at one time. Hopefully that helps. Mm. All right, well, I guess I should have took that short. I'm definitely not taking longs, not until we get down to this area. I would not take longs until we get into this area. Yeah, the big bad FOMC. So the consensus right now is that we should see a 25 basis point cut with a hawkish guidance going into next year. It's actually like the last thing that we will probably do tonight is actually look at the Fed Watch tool. This is a tool that's available to everybody. So the Fed Watch tool, it's the CME group. We got 15 hours, 4 minutes, and 10 seconds until Powell takes the stand. And so all right. So it's an 87% chance that we're going to see a 25 basis point cut. It's a 12% chance that Powell is going to stand firm at the current rate, which is unlikely. But I mean, if that happens, then all hell will break loose for sure. Because the market wants to continue to make they want to continue to lower rates because the more restrictive policy is towards your money, well, you'll have less buying power. And if you're an investor, if you're a player, your buying power is everything. Without your buying power, you can't put none of you're putting more money to work for less. And that's never a good thing if you're playing the money game. All right. Oof. Mm. Shit, let's look at the Nasdaq and ES. That'll be the last thing we do tonight. Yeah, so man, looks like we're getting priced to bounce off of the orb high from yesterday's session on the Nasdaq. We're seeing a slight bullish bounce. I wouldn't look for a long-term long here because price is definitely leaving a double top of the highs. We got to move down. Price is double top, sweeping liquidity above this high, and we're seeing the market move down. We have the long-term EMA above price, so it's highly likely that the bulls will find resistance here at that 200 EMA for a continuation down. If I was looking for a long position, I would pay attention to what price would do at yesterday's low or at 570, this little pivot right here. I would look for a long in this area right here and watch for a potential breakout to the downside. ES on the other hand, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I know Tristan was talking about alpha decay, and I will be the first to say that when it comes to the ES trades so differently. The ES trades so differently. If you had a strategy on the ES, it's highly likely that it does not work anymore, or you're not seeing the same results because the ES trades so erratically now. It chops so much more, but it chops, but it makes bigger moves. So if you're trading at the extremes, you're okay. But I know a lot of people, or majority of ES traders, scalp. That's actually where I got this scalping strategy that I use on the ES, is just by watching people scalp ES and the rules that they use to scalp. And as I'm looking at the ES, and this is why I keep losing 7K on ES, because it just keeps it for whatever reason we're having all these false breakouts above the EMAs. Like right here, someone would take, you got a double bottom right here. You got price pushing up higher, price closing above the EMAs. A lot of people would take this long just for the market to short, stop you out, and then go in your direction. And it's not like it's stopping you out just one time and it's like, okay, you can get in. It's stopping you out multiple times. But with this trade, so with this one, it works here. But I mean, at what point do you trust it? Because it doesn't work here. Oh, the setup is not right there. So that setup works. You got price closing above the EMAs. You got a strong push higher. I guess that is a double top right there. But still, you're above the EMAs. You go for a long. It comes back. It stops you out right there. And then it goes in your direction. The ES usually, at least before, it didn't do this. We're seeing a lot of fake outs. Look how many times the ES is faking people out, just gathering liquidity and stopping people out. And this is where the market stopped me out this morning. and then went in my direction. And then anybody that was extremely bullish after this move, they got trapped at above these highs, and then the market just grinded down the entire session. And you can tell that the bulls were trying to buy this thing every time it dipped down because we're making lower lows, lower highs. I mean, this is a bear trend, but the market was just bullish before this. So of course all the bulls tried to buy this thing as it went lower, because it's like, well, shit, we're in potential supply, or we're in potential demand. We're seeing these bullish pops. Why not? But they all failed. So I just know that a lot of people are now blowing their accounts on the ES, which is weird to say because the ES is supposed to be a safe instrument to trade, and it's no longer safe. It really isn't. So, but okay. I'm out of time for this session. I do appreciate everybody that joined me today. We will come back tomorrow. I probably won't be able to stream FOMC tomorrow. I probably won't be able to stream tomorrow because I have so much on my plate now. So unfortunately, I won't be able to stream tomorrow, but we'll definitely talk about what happens during tomorrow night stream. And I guess we'll move forward from there. So with that said, again, I appreciate everybody that joined me tonight. And no problem. And we'll definitely come back tomorrow morning, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody. Have a good night.